In studio with us is a member of the Globetrotters who will be at the Budweiser Event Center on March the 16th. It's been, for me, always a great experience to see these guys play. It's a family-friendly environment. There could be no better definition of that than the Harlem Globetrotters, again, at the Event Center on March the 16th. And in studio is Buckets.
Yes.
How you doing, Buckets?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm not bad. Not bad at all. How long have you been with the Globetrotters?
This is my 16th season. Had an opportunity to play basketball in other places before I became a Harlem Globetrotter, but this is by far my greatest basketball experience.
Ian, let me ask you about that because I'm interested in the road that got you to the Harlem Globetrotters. You played college ball?
University of Wyoming, Cowboys.
Oh, good for you.
Not too far from here.
Yeah.
Also, I played in CBA for the Rockford Lightning. The CBA went bankrupt, and then the NBA started the NBA Developmental League, which is now the G League. And I got drafted to the D League at the time, played for Asheville Altitude, and then I went over to Cyprus and in Finland. And then when I came back from Finland, one of the Harlem Globetrotter scouts gave me a call, sent me on a 10-day contract because they were already in season, signed me after 6 of those 10 days, and here I am in my 16th season.
And how many times as a kid did you see the Globetrotters?
I seen them once live as a kid, but I got 2 older brothers. So it was a lot of elbows going on. But I seen them a lot on Wide World of Sports. I seen them on Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
They were on some reruns of Gilligan's Island and some other like TV specials that they did. So it was pretty awesome to be a part of. It's pretty awesome to be a part of this team,
I bet.
knowing that I had a chance to witness, what they did on the basketball court.
Yeah. No, I remember. I grew up in the days of Meadowlark Lemon and Curly Neal and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Always a great time. Again, we're speaking with Buckets, a member of the Harlem Globetrotters, who will be at the Budweiser Event Center on March the 16th. And I'm just amazed at your skill. Everybody on the team, I've seen you guys warm up. You're doing half-court shots. My God, man, how much practice time do you have to get at the level that you have to be a Harlem Globetrotter?
Well, pretty much when you've put in a lot of work as a child, playing sports in general, just all sports, and then when you finally decide, okay, basketball is going to be the route, then, you put in all your hours in college and other professional teams. But when you get to the Globetrotters, it's such a confidence booster. You feel like you can make any shot that you take. So I know we covered 250 cities, 48 states, and 10 Canadian provinces from December 26th to late April. Wow. And we're going to practice an hour and 30 minutes before every single game. So we cover a lot of ground. I think, some of those shots is just kind of second nature to us after a while, being that it's my 16th season. So now I got to share a lot of things with the newer players, the first and second year players, to let them know it's like, hey, as time goes by, you're going to feel like, you can get on the tallest building and make the highest shot. And I've done that before, actually, so it's pretty awesome.
Well, there's more to it, though, than just basketball, as you know.
For sure.
You've got a show going on. So are you teaching the younger players not only about the skills that you need to be a Harlem Globetrotter, but also the performance skills?
Well, of course, you got to learn how to. The biggest transition you have to make from traditional basketball to Globetrotter basketball is learning how to flick that switch. You got to learn how to turn it on and turn it off. So sometimes when the rookies are going up and down the court, you got to run by them and be like, hey, it's time to entertain. Turn off that competitive mode. Right. And that's the biggest transition you have to make. But our scouts do a good job of finding those players who have that personality, or can get that personality out of that person, where the showmanship starts just to evolve after time, because their rookie year is just straight competitive and they're going nuts, and then you got to calm them down a little bit. But then their second year, all of a sudden, now you got to pull them out of the crowd. I'm like, now it's time to play. You're having too much fun. Come back down on the court, So it's pretty awesome to be able to be the home team everywhere you go and know that you can go into the stands and have fun. You can get competitive at the same time, but also you get a chance to still play the game that you love and make everybody around you happy, not only your teammates, but also our fans and that come to our games each and every night.
Very cool. We're speaking with Buckets, a member of the Harlem Globetrotters at the Budweiser Event Center on March the 16th. Do the Generals try? Are they trying to beat you? Is there any effort there?
There's lots of effort. Some of Washington Generals in the past have became Globetrotters, so I think that's their motivation, and that's kind of what they're told by their coach. Yeah. So, they're trying to come at you pretty hard. Yeah. And especially when they know that it's time for us to entertain, so they try to take advantage of that moment. But now, as a veteran, Now you know how to entertain and stay competitive at the same time.
Right.
Instead of turning on, turn it off, you can like still be a little on and not all the way off to entertain. So you kind of know when they're going to come at you a little bit.
I believe this is true. I looked it up. The last time you guys got beat by the Generals, do you know when that was?
1971.
Was it 71? I thought it was 67.
No, it was 71.
Was that I wasn't born? Tennessee?
Yeah, I wasn't born. It wasn't my fault.
No.
Yeah, you got to talk to Curly and Geese Osby. And maybe my coach, Sweet Lou Dunbar, he was probably there too.
Those are names I remember. How much are they still involved with the Globetrotters?
We just retired Geese Osby's jersey last year at the Verizon Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas, where he lives. Curly Neal didn't come to training camp last year, but the year before he was at training camp, and several years prior to that too. He came years in a row to give us some positive encouragement. Sweet Lou Dunbar is one of the coaches. Jimmy Blacklock was tutored under Curly Neal. He's one of our famous dribblers as well. Yeah. He was actually the first black captain of a NCAA basketball team. He played for the Texas Longhorns.
Okay.
So Jimmy Blacklock has a huge history down in Austin, Texas. And then Barry High-Rise Hardy is another one of our coaches as well, who was a former Globetrotter, but he's younger than Coach Blacklock and Coach Sweet Lou Dunbar.
Okay.
So a lot of the old Globetrotters are still involved. And some of them are part of the National Basketball Retired Players Association, and they come speak to us in training camp. Gator Rivers about when you retire from the Globetrotters, there's an outlet for you to help you transition into, I guess, normalcy, everyday life.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Very cool. And you still have the 5-point shot.
4-point shot.
It's a 4-point shot.
Yeah. Well, 5-point will probably come in another year, 2 years or so. Yeah. But, yeah, the 4-point shot is 30 feet away from the basket. Also this year, we added the flying globies. So during one of our breaks, we have trampoline dunkers. So we didn't have that last several seasons, and they'll come back and they'll come out and put their trampolines out and their mats out and do these twisting crazy. It's phenomenal, because I'm always in awe about my teammates with their natural ability to do all these crazy dunks. But then when you see these little guys running and jumping off the trampoline and doing full twist into a dunk, it's pretty amazing. So the kids love it. But it's our 2018 Amazing Feats of Basketball World Tour, and we call it Amazing Feats of Basketball. We set 17 Guinness World Records. And personally, I have a record, the most underhand half-court shots made in under a minute. I made 6 in 46 seconds, the old Rick Barry shot.
Yeah.
And then me and 4 of my teammates set a Guinness World Record as well on live television. On Good Morning America, they put a basketball court out in the middle of Times Square, and we had to make 200 half-court shots in 1 hour, and we shattered the record. We made 348. So the most half-court shots made by a team.
Wow.
And then Big Easy will be here, so that's the longest blindfolded hook shot he has inside of an arena, the longest hook shot inside of an arena. Scooter will be here. He has the longest spin on the nose. What else do we have? The most NBA three-pointers made in 1 minute by one person using one basketball. So you have to shoot it and go get your own rebound. That was 11. And then we have the most NBA three-pointers made in a tandem using 2 players, one basketball, and they have to get their own rebounds. And they broke Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Durant's record for the most NBA three-pointers made. So we got some shooters on the team.
Yeah, and I was about to say, those are all phenomenal pieces of information, but it really doesn't surprise me given what you guys do. You guys are amazing at everything that you do.
Thank you. We work hard at our craft. In our training camp, we have 2 4-hour practices a day, and we have workshops at night. So it's like a Globetrotter university, so to speak.
Yeah.
So after the 2 4-hour practices are over, we get back to the hotel. They rent out a couple of the ballrooms, and then we have guest speakers come in, talk about health and wellness, strength and conditioning. Our CFO comes in and talks about finances and how to handle those, and 401ks. And then, you have our vice president communications come in and speak, and then I'll get up and say a few things too, because you got to learn how to conduct yourself during interviews, radio, TV, and then we also have community outreach programs that we present as well. So it's a whole – that's why I call it Globetrotter University. It's not just about the game of basketball. It's about the game of life.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Again, thank you so much for being here and sharing
no problem
time with us. Again, Buckets with the Harlem Globetrotters. They will all be there March the 16th at the Budweiser Event Center. We all know, no matter what age you are, you know the Globetrotters, how much fun they are, so make sure you get your tickets today and keep it right here on Tri 102.5 for more opportunities. Buckets, thanks again for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.